Well, hey everybody, welcome back, and it's been quite a while since we've talked about Steven Crowder, Daily Wire, The Blaze, Candace Owens, any of these people on the more conservative side of political media and commentary. And I'm going to be very much upfront and honest and disclose this as bluntly as I can. I have been a member of Daily Wire at one point. I have paid for a mug club subscription for my wife at one point. So I have supported both The Blaze and Steven Crowder, as well as Daily Wire. I currently don't support either one. So I'm going to be very upfront and say I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just reporting on this as a story and giving a little bit of commentary on it. You do not have to agree with my opinion on either of these organizations or people or anybody involved. You feel free to have your own opinions. I don't think anybody needs to take a side, and I know infighting is bad. So let's just leave it at that, and we'll just talk about this and try to get to the bottom of what is causing all of this schism as we're seeing in political media or basically involving conservative Inc. So if you go back kind of through the history of Steven Crowder, we had back in 2022 that he left The Blaze. There were some contractual issues. We kind of got screwed over when we had our membership at that point because we didn't get to honor the rest of our membership since he left The Blaze, which really sucked. I think we renewed like a month or two before this. Then, he had this thing where he accused the Daily Wire of giving him a crappy deal, basically saying that their $50 million deal that they were offering him was basically a slave contract. That caused a lot of outrage from people saying that Steven was being unreasonable, or some saying the Daily Wire was proof that they just wanted to underpay. Everyone had their own opinion on it. Then we had these really not good optics come out. This argument with him and his ex-wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife. I don't think their divorce is actually finalized yet, where he didn't look too good. And again, I know context matters. And yes, there's probably more context, but just objectively looking at the video that was released, it didn't look too great for him. Well, now we have today this video from Jared Monroe coming out. And Jared is not somebody that I was aware of because by the time my wife and I were watching, or my wife was really watching Louder with Crowder, and I'd watch with her occasionally in the evening once in a while. It wasn't really my thing. It was more for her. So I wasn't as much aware of who this guy Jared was. Apparently, he was a regular co-host on the show for quite a while. He left a few years ago, and there's apparently been a big legal controversy going on where he has been kept out of being able to get jobs, and he's claiming that there's been abuse and that he signed this NDA to basically keep Crowder or Mug Club or Louder with Crowder, whatever their organizational name is, off his back, and says that he's got the receipts that there was a completely degenerate work environment, a lot of awful stuff happened there, whatever. Now, the funny thing is a lot of people are coming out saying that basically this is akin to like a Me Too moment for him where he's just claiming things that he can't back up. But the funny thing is there is a history of these kind of accusations that have come out around Steven Crowder. There are and have been suspicions about him being in the closet. And I'm not alleging anything, guys. I'm just giving commentary on this. Please don't shoot the messenger. But there's been a lot of situations that have been talked about by people who are former employees, people who have known him, saying that there's been some really funky stuff going on the show, behind the scenes, insane work environments being the least of it. Some of it being Crowder unable to keep his pants on around his male co-hosts and around the crew and the staff. So very strange stuff. We even see videos like this of him trying to kiss Jared. And again, context. This could just be two guys goofing around. I don't know. I don't go around kissing my straight friends like that. But hey, it could just be them being goofy. So there's even people claiming that this is like some sort of like weird conspiracy deep state hit piece on Crowder. I don't know. All I know is we're living in a very strange time. And what this kind of reminds me of is reminiscent of this whole Black Rifle Coffee scandal that we saw recently a few years ago, where basically they did this weird New York Times article blasting Kyle Rittenhouse, Proud Boys, extreme right-wingers, whatever. And it's fine. You can have that opinion, but you do have to realize when you're in their position, you do alienate a certain percentage of your customer base. But that's fine. If they want to have that opinion, go for it. But then we've seen other allegations come out from former employees claiming the same kind of stuff that Steven Crowder has been accused of. Literally like the exact same kind of thing. That the former employee, I believe his name was Brandon Roper, claims that CEO Evan Hafer tried to strip naked and ask him if he wanted to F in his office one time. So we've seen some weird, funky stuff going on the conservative sphere of pop culture, commentary, and politics. Now we have this situation where Candace Owens, who has not always been a conservative, she has had a very sketchy past. Trust her at arm's length, in my personal opinion. She had some big issues after she got brought onto the Daily Wire for being considered anti-Semitic, criticizing Israel and Gaza, not getting along too well with Ben Shapiro. And again, feel free to have your own opinion. I'm not telling you how to feel about either of these people, anybody involved. But you did have a lot of public controversy where Ben Shapiro was slamming Candace Owens, saying that she was disgraceful, reprehensible, and now she is gone. She is gone, despite the fact that Jeremy Boring, who is one of the co-founders of Daily Wire, claimed that, well, you can see the tweet right here. I'm currently on a leave of absence from my executive duties at Real Daily Wire while overseas producing the Pentagon Cycle. In my current capacity, I cannot fire Candace Owens. That's something Ben and I have in common, since he is not an executive in the company and cannot hire or fire people. But even if we could, we would not fire Candace because of another thing we have in common, a desire to not regulate the speech of our hosts even when we disagree with them. Candace is paid to give her opinion, not mine or Ben's. Now, this is what I really want to talk about to encapsulate what the hell is going on here, like to try to figure out what is truly going on. Because here we have, in these moments, Jeremy Boring having previously said that he would not try to regulate their speech, that he would not fire people just for disagreeing with him on certain issues, but then here we have clips like this, okay?
Daily Wire is a publication, right? We publish, we curate. I pay people to speak. I'm not just a platform where everybody can kind of build their own account and say the things that they want to say. I pay people, and I'm not going to pay people to say things that go beyond certain lines of what I believe. Why would I do that? I didn't get in this to get rich. I got in it when I first got started. I was doing this for nonprofits. I never thought I'd make more than $100,000. So why would I have done all the things that I've done if I didn't actually have a core set of beliefs? And why would I pay people to say things through the mechanism that I've built that I don't agree with, or at least agree with within a fairly broad sphere? It's not to say.
So again, that does seem to fly in the face of his previous statements, talking about how he wouldn't hire or fire somebody based on their personal beliefs, being something that whether or not it's something he disagrees with them on or whatever. Obviously, there's a line, and I can understand the point he's trying to make, that there's a line you can't cross. Let's say, there's a serious thing, like the worst thing you could think of. Obviously, those things wouldn't, those would cross that line. But unfortunately, it does seem slightly hypocritical. You've got Ben Shapiro going on Piers Morgan, and these guys will not talk about what's going on. This is the weirdest part.
Was she fired, or did she leave of her own volition?
I'm not going to speak to this topic, Piers.
At all?
At all.
You can't give me any insight into why she departed?
No hints, no nothing. I'm not going to speak to this.
Can I ask why?
I mean, you can ask.
No, I'm not. Can I ask why you don't want to say anything?
Again, you can ask.
So basically just like completely tight-lipped, not giving any info. And I just want to leave off with this. And I do not like Karlin Borisenko. I'm gonna be very honest. I do not like this person. She does ask this question of Jeremy Boring, and I think it kind of sums up exactly just kind of where I'm at going. Why? Well, I'm just gonna play the clip.
Oh, I want to issue you a hypothetical, and I just want to get your response to it. Say you've got a really amazing opportunity to hire a conservative commentator, 20 years of experience, never set a foot out of line, just really strong conservative economic values, strong social conservative values, fits in right with what the audience of the Daily Wire is looking for. But that person starts making criticisms that are similar to what Candace Owens has been making in the past 3 months or so, and everything else about their record is just perfect. Would you consider hiring that person? Like, would that person have a slot at the Daily Wire or no?
Are you trying to ask me why I fired Candace Owens?
So right there, after saying previously months ago that he did not have the capability to fire Candace Owens, neither did Ben Shapiro, nor would he want to just for, not having the right opinion, he literally admits that he fires her.
No, I'm asking you if you would hire someone with a beautiful, spotless track record of 20 years of amazing conservative values, but they made the same criticisms that Candace Owens has made in the past couple of months. Would that person have a job at the
Was
Daily
Candace
Wire?
Owens a conservative for 20 years?
I'm not saying that.
Carolyn?
I'm giving a
No,
hypothetical.
Candace was
person.
not conservative for 20 years. So no, this is not a Candace Owens.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
This is the next Jordan Peterson. This is the next Jordan Peterson. Going to sell millions of books, going to make you guys millions of dollars, getting millions of views on every video they post. But they've made the same criticisms Candace has made in the last 6 months. Does that person have a job?
Yeah, I'm not. Even this is too close to the Candace thing for me to speak to, because I feel like there are implications of this that I'm not willing to engage in. But if your question is, would I hire, would I hire Bill Whittle if Bill Whittle suddenly said that there's a genocide going on in Gaza? No, I don't think that that's a person that I would hire at the Daily Wire.
So, I mean, honestly, that right there kind of tells you all you need to know. And unfortunately, this is a big bummer for a lot of people because, again, I don't really have much use for conservative ink at this point. I don't really have much use for the corporate conservatism, the Republican Party, the way it's become. Politics in general, it's like, look, I think nobody and everyone all at once, none of us have anything where we can identify with one party based on all of our beliefs, because things are way more complicated than that. And it's just, it's really saddening that so many of these big multi-million-dollar companies, these guys that have all this press attention, these guys that have all this clout, all this influence and power on society and culture, that there is so much negative baggage. And I feel like maybe it's just the entire industry as a whole. Maybe the problem is we shouldn't be giving any of these people our money, and there just needs to be like a return to, hey, if you want to do the conservatism right, raise your kids, homeschool them, homestead if you can, do the things that actually matter when it comes to being like a traditional conservative, and stop giving like these guys your money, because obviously it's not working, it's not paying off. And this is just such a degenerate, muddy mess across the board with all these guys. And I don't know if there's anything left that's worth even keeping. Like, I don't know. Tell me your thoughts down below. I don't mean to step on anybody's toes. If you've got somebody who you're a big fan of, you love Ben Shapiro, if you love Candace Owens, you love Steven Crowder, that's great. I'm just looking at this objectively going, I think I'm kind of done with all these people. But let me know what you guys think about this. Share your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will talk to you guys later. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. We do have 2 channels, one for daily uploads, the other one for more of my live streams and hot takes. Links to both are down below, as well as the ability to join as a channel member for as little as $3 a month, and that'll greatly help us out. Much appreciated. We also have links to our Etsy accounts down below, as well as our website. We also have Locals and Subscribestar. If you didn't want to support us on YouTube, you can support us through those. Thanks again for being here, and we will see you on the next one.